Yep, get it going. Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Political Nerd. Boy, you should see what goes on in the background. It's so flippin' funny. I'm just saying. So tonight we're kind of all over the place. I mean, we're talking some, how we're not going to get big snows anymore, which I think that's wrong. We're going to talk about a little bit about the address from President Trump the other night. Mm-hmm. And then we're also going, we'll bring Anthony on. We got Anthony from, I don't know why we don't just start in that shot. That is what it is. Anthony Sakovich.
It is me. So, yes, the one, the only.
So we're kind of be all over the place. I don't have my notes in front of me because, things have been happening. I'm like, oh crap, I forgot my notes. Yay.
That's okay. I have copies of them here.
Well, if someone
I can lead us through everything.
I you know what? You're right. I can do that. I can bring up. I'll bring up Screwbook, and and then I can go into. But I got to make sure I turn my volume off because some of it might get a little crazy. But anyway, but we're going to talk about a little bit about Elon, right? And and how awesome we think he is. So.
How much money he is making.
Let's go right. Let's go. Yeah,
that is crucial.
So we're going to jump right into Elon,
let's
right?
Just start with that.
So everybody thinks he's making so much money, and he
got $36 billion from the government. Didn't you hear that?
Oh, did he really? Is that some of the money he found?
Yeah. No, actually, these were contracts that Biden signed for services that are being provided by companies that Musk owns. Like Starlink and, SpaceX, sending stuff back and forth to, the space station and stuff like that. And, but the fact is, it's getting paid out now. So therefore, it's a bribe from Trump.
Oh, I see. But he's going to go rescue our 2 astronauts that have been up there way longer than they should have been.
The fact of the matter is, we can go ahead and Doge can go ahead and cut that payment, and we'll just leave the astronauts up there, and that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. Okay, we don't have to do that thing. But the common argument is that somehow these 2 men, especially Elon, are seriously enriching themselves through the Doge process somehow. Fact, Donald Trump is the only president in the last 40 years that came out of office with a lower net worth than what he went in with.
Right.
And that makes 0 sense when you consider the number of businesses he had that were running, how profitable they were. And you compare that to somebody like Barack Obama, who had a student loan and a credit card when he went into office and walked out worth $70 million.
Yeah. Which is unheard of.
Explain that to me.
Oh, all right.
No, unfortunately, it's very normal.
Well, that's too normal. Normal. But let's
deals and But Elon has lost just in the last couple, since he started this Doge thing. His net worth has dropped almost $100 billion.
Well, we got a video, right? I mean, I think we have a video that we're going to watch real quick from the CNN guys.
Yeah, go.
Well, if he'll play it.
Significant slump. So, Matt, what has all that done for the net worth of the globe's richest man?
Boris, it's taken a really very significant hit. So far this year, Elon Musk's net worth has declined by about $97 billion. That doesn't even count today's stock drop. And this makes sense because not only is Elon Musk the biggest shareholder in Tesla, Tesla accounts for a significant chunk of his wealth. But look, obviously people are not going to feel too terribly for Elon Musk because he is still the richest person in the world, and by a long shot. Look at that. His net worth is still up. Is actually more than $100 billion on the next closest person, but his lead in the rankings of the richest people in the world has gotten a bit slimmer in recent days and weeks as we've seen Tesla's share price fall further and further. Boris?
Okay,
Matt Egan,
everybody.
thanks so much for breaking that down for us. Still to come.
So
Do not count on CNN to do your math, because I can
No.
guarantee you that the difference between 209 billion and 250 billion is not more than 100 billion.
Yeah, that dude was like, I'm like,
It's like,
that must be
what?
that new Gen, that
Don't
is the
trust
Gen
them.
Y math, that new math.
Yeah.
They teach them in high school.
Yeah.
Kids now. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, that just, well, but he lost 100 billion, so therefore there must be 100 billion difference. No, that's not actually how
That's not the way
math works.
That's not the yeah, it's just, wow. I mean,
Yeah, because everybody under him didn't keep losing the same amount. Okay, it didn't move down. You know?
right?
Crazy stuff. Yeah, so
know.
don't trust CNN anchors to balance your checkbook for you,
Hell
or your federal
and
budget for that
no.
matter.
Right.
Because, I mean, I love this one. Trump's going to cut Medicaid. Well, yeah, Trump is going to cut Medicaid. He's cutting Medicaid bureaucracy, waste, and fraud. He's not cutting Medicaid benefits. That's entirely different. And yet they just completely conflate the two and hope that Americans are too stupid to know the difference.
What was the
That
number?
cutting excess salaries is not the same as
What was the
what?
number? They came out with a number the other day of there's like, I don't know, 300, 200 million or something. No, 100 something. There was a lot of people in the United States that are retired and getting their payments that's on Medicare, right? Medicare.
Mm-hmm.
And then they found out there was like 50 million, or maybe I think it's a little bit higher than that,
Yeah.
that didn't exist.
There's a lot of issues there. Were these people actually getting benefits? Are they just old ones in the system? There are some filing categories that put
Right.
people in which they don't put a birthday, so it defaults to a certain day. The origination of Medicare becomes the birthday. And so, yeah, there are issues. The problem is, just like having a bunch of unused plugins in the back of your website, if you've got a bunch of fake people
Right.
or real people who haven't been marked dead, and the way we mark dead has nothing, that's another red herring. Okay, the funeral homes do that, and they're pretty much flawless at it. But because they have a body, they know.
Right.
But the problem is, there's about, I think, probably 20 to 30 million people who are over 120 years old in the system. One of them was actually around 110 years before the country was founded.
Yeah, I saw that.
360 years old. I really want to meet that person.
And then there was the one guy. Then they found the one guy that was he had signed up under, what was it, 10 or 15 different names. Dude was making a
20
million,
different names. 20
million a
different
year.
names.
Yeah, a million a year.
Yep. And there are hundreds in there. And the problem is, they want to yell at the people doing the audit and
Right.
say, "Oh, you're cutting Medicare." I mean,
It's
it's
so mean.
Social Security. No, you're not getting a cut because you're not a real human. It
Right.
doesn't count.
And they're saying the same thing. They're saying thing about the VA now. They're like, "Oh my God, the VA, our veterans are not going to get the care they deserve." Well, actually, they're going to probably get better care because they're going to
Better
get
care.
rid of the bloat, right? And then
Yes.
people are going to be held responsible
Get rid
for
of the
their
bloat.
jobs.
Automate the services. Social Security cutting all the employees, and people are like, "Oh, this is horrifying. People aren't going to be able to get." But then, if you ask people It's like, okay, have you ever called Social Security? Yeah. How long were you on hold? 9 hours.
Yep. Ridiculous.
They aren't answering the phone anyway.
No.
What are we losing here?
That's because
it's like, oh my God, you're cutting off my leg. Well, it's gangrenous.
Yeah.
It's going to kill you if we don't cut it off.
Right.
And that's where we're at with this bloat in the system. It's
frustrating.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It's an Anthony Growl moment.
Anthony Growl moment.
And I am good at the growl moments, okay? And we are going to have those here. So Elon has lost $100 billion in net worth at this incredible scam, okay, where he's going to steal from your, bank account where the average American is living paycheck to paycheck. And so there's probably like $48 in there. But that's what he's after, because you know what? It's not like he had all your social security numbers and everything before when he was running PayPal.
Yeah.
He didn't have any access to your banks or your anything then.
They forget the fact that
of course they do.
He bought PayPal and started.
He was PayPal. Yeah, exactly. And it's you trusted him then. And you know what? Without PayPal, there would have been no marketplace on the internet. Nobody trusted it until PayPal. You remember?
Yep.
It's like, you're going to put your credit card in that thing? Oh my God, no way. But when PayPal came out, they actually delivered a payment service that people started to trust. And now they're taking that same person and saying, oh no, but I don't want him to have my social security number. Well, first of all, it's read only. He can't do anything. All he can do is report. You can't actually go in and manipulate anything. Although apparently one thing they can do is change. I love this. They went in to close all the credit cards of the employees that were being accessed, and the departments that were spending just ridiculous amounts on crap. And another judge came down and said, you don't have the right to cancel those credit cards. Like, really? Okay. So Elon went in, changed all their spending limits to $1.
Well, there you go. Didn't close it out, did they?
Boom, he didn't close it. But they can't use them.
But you can't use them.
I love the way they're working around. Same thing happened with Bobby Kennedy. They ran into, again, a legal snag that the rules that Trump was, changing left and right, and they wanted to change, okay, had to go through the public comment process. Yeah. And the judge is like, yeah, you've got to go through the public comment process before you can, go ahead and change these rules. And Bobby Kennedy, he's a freaking lawyer. Do not mess with a Kennedy lawyer. Okay, he went in, he goes, oh, guess what? That rule exists at my discretion. And he just axed the public comment rule. Yeah. It's like, there, now your lawsuit's dead. You hung your hat on something, on a light switch I control. Yeah. And they've been doing that over and over and over again, because this bureaucracy has grown incestuously and just keeps building on its own regulations left and right. And if you can find that one porthole in the frickin' Death Star and put your torpedo down it, okay, you're gonna blow up the bureaucratic Death Star, and that's what they're doing. And
that's exactly what they did. Yeah. So, I'm going to play this next video. It's the one where he's. I think it's number 3. We're going to jump to that real quick. This I think was hilarious, and I know some people are not going to like it, but I'm going to go ahead and play it anyway. Go ahead, everybody. It's the one where Biden's falling up the stairs.
Oh, that one. Yeah, the last one.
Yeah. Okay.
So in the meantime, I saw this, and I saw an earlier version of it. They have revamped this now, and they've updated it, and it's absolutely current. So if you think you've seen it before, watch it, because they have updated the ending now, and it is absolutely current.
All right, let's play it.
There we go. All right, let's go ahead.
I don't know what you're doing back there.
After 4 long years of humiliation, of failure at home, and embarrassment abroad, our long national nightmare is finally over. Strength is back. Common sense is back. America is back. In just weeks, President Trump has secured our border and delivered the lowest level of illegal immigration in history. Criminals are being deported. Cartels are being hunted. He's draining the swamp, slashing billions in waste at home, while closing the spigot of American tax dollars to foreign regimes. He's reopening American energy, ending regulations, and returning power to our military as he seeks to stop the endless wars across the globe. He's taking on the ruling elite and returning the rule of the people. Under his leadership, we are respected again. Thank you, President Trump, for saving the American dream. America PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
That's powerful.
No, I'm pretty sure that Donald Trump is responsible for the content of that advertising.
Yeah. I mean,
it makes you proud, but you know damn well that, first of all, leftists are not going to watch it in the first place. But if they do accidentally see it, their eyeballs are going to melt.
Oh, their head's going to
explode. That's a lie. No, that's a lie. No, that's a lie. And it's like, no, actually, you're believing the lies and the propaganda and the fake news and all that. And you got to really, really get out of your silo.
Yeah.
Because until you do, you got no idea what you're talking about. To harken back to Biden, because I just heard something this morning that I had to laugh so hard. Somehow, for some reason, I don't know what happened. I don't know what changed in the world, but suddenly nobody wants to buy a Hunter Biden painting.
No, hey, we got that video. We have got.
You got that video?
We have that video. I don't know. You're going to have to look.
Whatever it is, the fact is he had to drop his lawsuit for defamation against somebody that was telling the truth about him.
We may not have that video.
Because he has no money.
Yeah. Oh, he asked
his
the judge.
Income has died.
So that would be like me getting pulled over for a ticket, right? And go to court and go, hey, Your Honor, I don't have the money to fight this, but how about we just drop the case altogether?
Well, he was suing somebody else. He was suing somebody else, and he couldn't afford his lawyers anymore.
Well, no, it's also about the laptop.
That was the problem.
No, because this is also about he wanted the judge to drop the laptop charges and not going. It's kind of funny.
No, I didn't know there were any laptop charges.
Well, see, so I had a lawyer.
I know they've been trying like hell to run out the clock on that thing.
Well,
for the statute of limitations.
So Mr. Biden, President Biden, gave everybody preemptive.
Vice President Biden, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, including Hunter.
Preemptive. But you can't give a pardon unless you've been convicted. So
No, you can. You can. But it automatically counts as an admission of guilt. If you accept the pardon.
You can't go in and go, you can't go and take the oath. You can't go, I plead the fifth.
And you can't plead the fifth. Okay, so either A, you have to take the pardon, admit you're guilty, which means that you have no backing for the Fifth Amendment, or you have to reject the pardon, then you can plead the fifth, and that means you're guilty anyway.
So
you better just take the pardon.
I had an attorney, because I had an attorney come on one of our shows that we produced. It wasn't on my show, it was on their show.
Yeah.
And he was saying that you cannot give a preemptive. A preemptive pardon will not hold up in court.
That was true, and that was challenged, and the Supreme Court ruled against it because Gerald Ford gave Richard Nixon a preemptive pardon.
Yeah, but he was guilty.
Not as guilty as they say, but the fact was, in order for it to stick, he had to admit guilt.
Oh, gotcha.
That is what the Supreme Court
we got the video,
ruled.
so we finally found it. I think he needs probably, Ted needs to go there and look at the other videos we got.
Hunter Biden's officially broke. He just asked a judge to toss a laptop lawsuit because he's millions in debt and can't afford his lawyers. Hunter says it's hard for him to make a living. That's strange. An Ivy League educated lawyer and energy expert with international business experience can't find a steady job in the new golden age. Even though he's the smartest guy Joe Biden knows. Hunter sold 27 pieces of art totaling over $1 million before 2023. But then his dad dropped out and he only sold one. Nobody's buying the paintings now that daddy's back in Delaware. Funny how the Bidens cry poor as soon as they're out of government. That should tell you everything about where the money's coming from. The government's supposed to be working for you, not making politicians and their friends
All right,
rich.
come back. It's kind of funny, when they wanted, they asked Zelensky to go, hey, I want to know where all this $310 billion went. Billions, not millions, billions.
I know.
Where'd it go? And he goes, oh.
Well, he's got 7 houses that he bought.
15 houses.
He's got 7 houses.
15?
Oh, it's 15. Okay.
15
I was only
houses.
aware of 7. And yeah, I mean, 7. They're huge, multi-million-dollar mansions,
Right? Like
and that must be really good that he has that much money,
right?
While his country is going around begging for money around the world,
right? So sell them to the houses, and you'll get your money back. Oh, and
why buy them in the first place? I mean, hold on. These have all been bought since the war,
right? So then,
that's the problem. He's bought 7 since the war began. He had 8 before. That's what it was.
So now you go back and say, "Hey, Hunter, I need that money back." Oh, hey, Joe, I need that money back, because I would put dimes to donuts that money paid Hunter, and it paid. Now it may not have went right to Joe. It may have went through the family.
Oh no! No, it's like the $2 billion that went to Stacey Abrams Foundation. She then pays people, $500,000 a year under the condition they go buy a $60,000 painting from Hunter.
Yeah, there you go.
And that's the deal. That's how it works. It's called it's called crony-economics.
Yeah.
And what it is it's a form of money laundering, and it's crony economics, but crony-economics is one word. And that's really what it is. You use the taxes from your enemy. No, Bidenomics were his economic policies.
Economically for him.
Crony-economics are... you're going to get another growl out of me, damn it.
Yep. Sorry.
Oh.
All
right.
Oh, so now
yeah.
you put in this thing, and we got about 5 minutes left, and we'll probably eat it up on this one.
Okay, cool.
Snowfalls are now just a thing of the past.
Yes, and if you had opened that article, you would have realized that
we
was
have a picture of it, by golly.
From 2000.
You'd be so proud of me. Oh, 2000.
Good job.
Right?
That's a quote from 2000, boss.
Oh.
Okay, and they're like, we just came through like the coldest winter ever. How many of these predictions do they have to get wrong? And how many more trillions do we have to spend? Because we have now spent trillions on the climate scam.
Right.
And when you look at how much we have transitioned from fossil fuels to green energy, notice I didn't use an N in that word.
I know.
Okay, it's greed energy.
Greed.
Okay, and we have gone from like 97% in 1985, 40 years later, and about $4 trillion later, the world has gone from 97% fossil fuels to 96% fossil fuels. We've dropped basically 1% for $4 trillion. If you do the math, it's impossible for us to transition out of fossil fuels.
Yeah.
We won't even get into the catastrophe that it does in the strip mining, the waste, the toxic elements, everything else is involved in green energy.
And I think we touched on that.
That's what you're looking at.
Yeah, we touched on that last week when we were talking about shutting down windmills because they're just not working. I mean, it's a great...
You know what? Right after we hung up, whatever you call this technology.
Yeah.
God damn you, young man, what is this technology?
You get off my lawn!
Get off my lawn!
You kids get off my lawn! I'm telling you right now.
Okay, I actually play Magic the Gathering, and one of my favorite commanders is Vrondus. He's a Dragonborn, but his full name is Vrondus, Rage of Ancients. I call him Vrondus, get off my lawn!
Get off my lawn!
Because that's the Rage of Ancients, man.
Yeah.
No, they are 25% they're only using 25% of their wind power in the UK. They are paying them like it was like 180,000 pounds an hour to keep their turbines turned off because the grid can't handle the backflow when they're on.
Yeah.
So they have to turn them off 3/4 of the time. And in that time, they then have to reimburse. It is a complete money laundering scam is all it is.
So,
and anybody who argues differently doesn't understand the meaning of the words.
Okay, so let's think. I mean, in theory, right? In theory, it's all a great plan. I'll agree in theory, right, that it's a great plan. I love, the thought of electric cars, I mean, powerful electric cars and trucks, wind, solar. It's all a great theory. But the problem is we aren't even a 10% level of the infrastructure needed to make any of it work. Any of it.
And to build that infrastructure would involve things like
diesel,
mining
oil,
more copper
or
than we have mined in all of human history.
Yes, correct.
Times like 3.
Yep.
Okay, and it's like, where are we going to get all this copper?
Yep.
How much of the earth do we have to destroy to get it? It's crazy. The numbers just don't work. And if you want cheap electric, you got to go nuclear. That's your only option for electric, other than what we are doing with clean coal, fracking, all of those things that basically don't impact the environment at all.
Right.
They really don't.
It's kind of the same.
We have hit the saturation point on carbon. It doesn't matter how much more we put in. It's not going to change the environment anymore.
Correct. So anyway, I just, that to me is again, in theory, in a grand world, it works.
No, in dream. It's a dream. It's not even a theory. There is no way to theoretically make it work.
Right.
Not even a theory.
So we only got 40 seconds left, but real quick. So I'm watching a new show. Actually, it's a documentary. It's about prime numbers. I never realized how our internet security systems all run off a base of prime. I'll send it to you.
Oh, cool.
I mean,
yeah. Let me see that. That sounds like fun.
And there's this dark math thing about if you figure out primes, you can figure out how to rule the world and all this kind of stuff. And there's
my God, yes.
There's a theory that I'm watching. It's a documentary.
Next week.
All right. Anyway, thanks for everybody watching. And just remember, get out, get educated, and stay off my lawn. See you next week.